Hi, this is Mangope and you're watching Joburg Today.
Faith, welcome to the show. We've been hearing such interesting things about Massiv radio station. You call it a hybrid radio station. So let's start there. What will you say defines a hybrid radio station?
Well, thanks a lot for having me. I think that a hybrid radio station is one that is able to offer terrestrial measures and on a digital platform. So what we mean is that we are digital. Right? So we're a digital radio station and we take into cognizance that, but we operate in a terrestrial means. In other words, we're all about mass communication. We're able to get to the audience when we need to get to them by simply through the innovative product that we've got, which of course is one of the devices that we've got installed into our 800 taxis, which give us a captive audience of 672,000. So, however, it is a digital radio station, so it happens through live streaming, right? So you're able to get access to our radio platform on our app, on the website, and also through means of digital sort of, means. And so that gives us an edge above. So we're terrestrial, however, we're very digital.
Sure, I must say it sounds very innovative in terms of the actual device and how you're reaching your target audience, which is taxi commuters. Why is this audience so important to Massiv Radio?
So I think the most important thing to understand is that who is this audience? When we say that we've got the commuter market, who are they? And number one, there are a significant portion of South Africa's market, if not 80 to 90% of our people in South Africa.
Sure.
If this constitutes as 80% of our people in the country, how do we not speak to them? And also, this is a market with purchasing power, vast purchasing power, that from an advertising perspective, people have tried to penetrate that market. Unfortunately, from an advertising perspective, you'd find that people become more condescending in terms of the messaging given out to the mass market. So what we're saying is that, heck, we know and understand how to speak the language of the people through the talent that we have, through the content that we offer, through the music that we offer, because we've taken people who are of the people to give those messages. So on the other side of things, what we've strategically positioned ourselves to make sure that commuters understand that content is king, and also they're at the forefront in terms of the service offering as well as the listening experience that we bring to them. How can we not have this?
Sure, it certainly makes business sense, and to actually tap into this large audience. It was interesting what you just said. The question is, how do we not speak to them? So the question is, how do you speak to them as Massiv Radio?
So what we've got is that we've got an array of talent, and in fact I'm so excited that we've got here in such a very opportune moment in our space, in our radio spaces, because we are ushering in the second wave of our station. Our station is a year old. We'll be turning 1 year on the 10th of May. So what we're looking at is how then do we take what we've learned and the lessons we've learned in the beginning and now ushering into the second wave, where we become more relevant, more real, and more rocking. And the way in which we've done that is that by getting content and also by getting talent that are able to be relevant to the market. So for example, Zola. We've taken, and the thing is that we've done experiments and litmus tests of these individuals. We've taken Zola to a township and we said, okay, here we go. We're going to put him in there. We're going to run an activation, see what happens. And I'm telling you, at one stage we had to find help to get him out of there. That means that clearly there's something about this human being that people can relate to. We've taken the likes of Tembisi there. We've had the likes of Mbalinkosi. There are other individuals that are going to be joining us. Taxi 12 to 3, which has got Mgedeza. So there are various individuals that we've taken, people that are relatable to people. DJ Smooth, for example. When we take somebody who is not afraid,
these are big names.
These are big names, right? These are people that are not afraid to be with the people, number one, who are not afraid to mention the fact that they're human and that they're flawed, who are also very authentic in their messaging that they bring. So the authenticity of them makes them relatable to people, because the fact of the matter is, I don't want to speak to someone who seems as though they are out of touch with what I have to say or with with the needs of the people. So we've had to literally align ourselves with individuals that are able to bring it and become really relevant, so that, commuters are us. I was a commuter. I used to take a taxi. So if somebody can relate to me as Faith, who used to take a taxi, who also was a commuter at one stage, I must be able to give people that same respect and also give them the same amount of content and the same amount of talent that will usher in this new listening experience.
And you don't believe the other radio stations are actually reaching out to taxi commuters in particular in this way?
I think no. And you know why? And that's only because I live and I breathe Massiv Metro.
Sure.
I think that if they were, we would see it and there would be evidence of it. I think that there is a piece, that is available for all of us in the pie. I think that we are at an edge because we've literally taken and strategically allowed ourselves to literally bring the type of content that people want. This is not to say that they're completely failing at it, but I do think that there is an opportunity for us to take advantage of some of the gaps that we've identified in that market.
Yeah.
So there is an opportunity for us to become more real. There's an opportunity for us to speak the language. For example, we speak South African. What that means is that we are able to speak our 9 official languages or 11 official languages within one show. It's too bad we can't speak with the sign language kind of language, but we're all able to speak our official languages. There's nothing wrong with speaking isiZulu, Xhosa, Sesotho in one show.
Okay.
And the reason why is because we've taken into cognizance how the mass market speaks. There are families in South Africa where the man in the household is Sotho speaking and the woman is Zulu speaking, and they're able to have a proper conversation without any hitch or glitch within that. And we've taken into cognizance that people, South Africans, live like that. So do we have an edge above the rest? Absolutely, because we speak the way people speak in their homes. So how can we not then be relatable to people and make them feel as though they're having a listening experience in their homes?
That is awesome. It's really awesome, because I wanted to ask you, what does authenticity mean to Massive Radio? Because this is a word we use loosely in the media, that we need to provide authentic content to our audience. So I think you just about summed it up. Give us a sense of some of the shows that goes on air on the station.
So I'm going to give you without revealing too much about the second wave, but I'm going to give you just, so we've got the DJ Spool Breakfast show that happens from 5 until 9 a.m. We go into 9 to 11. We've got a show called Woke. These are young individuals, because we have to take into cognizance where are people at that time. So if I'm in a taxi and I'm going to school or I'm going to work, I know that I'm going to have a desktop. I'm going to be listening to Massive Radio via my earphones, or whether or not I'm listening to it online. Then we give opportunities to young graduates. So this show, specifically spearheaded by Dali and Sonia, are able to give out and reach out to the graduates specifically. Then we've got another show that happens 11 until 12. We've got our football show, which is called On the Mark, with Mark Fish as well as Musidi Simohano. Taxi 12 to 3 takes us from 12 until 3. Very rocking, very real content there as well, spearheaded by Sillo, aka DJ Mkedeza. Then we've got our 3 to 5, which was the lovely Tembi Theatre. Tembi's off right now, but then we've got Mbali Nkosi that's taken in a place. Then we've got 5 to 8, which is Zola as well. So Zola takes us home until 8 o'clock. And then from 8 o'clock, we've got some of our specialist shows that are coming up. So these are just some of the shows that are currently in the radio station. But I can't say to you that this is where it ends, because, as I said, on the 10th of May, we're revealing the second wave, which is the new dispensation, giving us new shows, new addition of talent, individuals that you've probably seen, and I'm sure many of the listeners would love to have them back on radio. So we've got them back on radio as well. And then we've introduced some other aspects of it, like a hip-hop show, for example. And we've got a breakfast show that is going to be happening in the weekends, which is called Monati Breakfast. So all of this is testament to the fact that this is really exciting times within our space, specifically the Massive Metro space, where we're looking at that second wave. We're looking at making content more real. We're looking at giving people what they want. I think a travesty in any form of media platform is to hear what people are saying, but not internalize what they're saying. If they say, we want local content, give them local content.
Sure.
If they say, we want old school house and R&B, these are our people. We know that on Sundays, it's Mama who's cooking, and then we've got the local old school and R&B, then we've got the gospel music that plays a little bit later. If this is what our people are able to relate to, who are we then to say, no, we're not going to give you what you want. We're going to give you what we think you should be listening to. Give the people what they want, and the people will know that you hear them.
You sound like the station is really rocking it in terms of giving local content to this very niche market. You have a captive audience.
Yeah.
You have engaging content. Did you get feedback? Do you receive feedback from the audience? Are you able to measure the success in terms of your outreach and appeal to this audience?
So I love the fact that you said that. So what we've had to do is become very sneaky in it, in the sense that we sometimes even send our DJs to sit in the taxis and just listen to what people are saying, because the real truth is not going to come in from statistical breakdown, which is fantastic. There's nothing wrong with the statistical breakdown, but you have to listen to what people are saying. And often cases, we've sent out our people, our own staff members, to go and collect from the commuters that are inside of the taxi, what do they think about Massive Metro? What do they think about this platform? I mean, we've literally tried to reach out as far as possible. The good thing is that we're in the Gauteng province, so it allows us that reach for now in the Gauteng province, that is. But as we go on, we're going to be more deliberate in terms of how exactly we can define that listening experience so that people understand that Massiv Metro is about them and was designed for them with them top of mind. So to answer your question, absolutely, we do. We sit in the taxis and we listen to what people are saying, and we actually ask them the questions. What would you like played more? What do you like talking about? What do you think about Massiv Metro? Which shows do you like? What do you think about the music of Massiv Metro? Because we have to take into cognizance, as much as the commuters are our listeners, you've got the taxi driver that's got that device installed in his taxi. That taxi driver, who's our partner, better like what we're giving. Otherwise, he's got the option of switching off, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So to keep him on and glued and connected to our radio platform, we must literally know that we have to cater to his needs. And his needs are, give me something that is rocking. Give me something that has got a mix of Maskandi so that I've got that cultural platform, which we do have. And give me content that I'm able to relate with. Discussions where I'm able to laugh by myself in a taxi or with commuters. Give me the content that makes me feel like I'm South African and I am who I am and it's okay.
That is fantastic. It's very inspiring what you're doing. I think you've proved the earlier point you made that you are very unique and different, and you set yourself apart in so many ways. So thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to the second wave, which you've been
I'm so excited
alluding to, but not revealing too much about the second wave. But we hope to hear about that second wave by tuning in.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
Please
much.
do tune in. Thank you so much.